Hey everybody, this is a lesson on Mosaic Plots. I'm hoping that you have actually already taken a look at this and tried it on your own. So hopefully I'm just going over the question. Sorry, I'm turning it sideways. I'm hoping that you've gone over this a little bit on your own. Okay, so let's start with the teachers. The teachers, they did this poll to try to figure out the mascot. And the teachers, 80% of them, so I'm going to start off with a pen. 80% of them liked the Bulldogs better. All right, so I'm going to make like green stripey be my Bulldogs. I'll make a little code up here, okay? And then 10% of them wanted the Knights. So notice I'm going to add 10% to the 80% and get to 90. So there's the ones that like the Knights. And then the Warriors, 10% of them liked the Warriors. I'm going to do the same thing for the students. For the students, only 30% wanted the Bulldogs. And 60% wanted the Knights. So notice that 30 plus 60 is 90. So I'm going up to the 90% now. And then again, 10% of them liked Warriors. So according to this display, which mascot has the most support? I think the Bulldogs look like they have the most support because there's the most green there. They have the biggest area than as all the other ones. So then the students come in and they argue. They're like, hey, there's 500 of us. There's only 100 teachers. It's not actually true that the Bulldogs are the most liked. And so they want to actually calculate counts here. There's 100 teachers and 500 students. So the 100 is easy if 80% of 100 is 80. And then 10% of 100 is 10. So that's pretty easy. For the students, I need to do a little bit of math. For example, I need to do like 30% of 500. Find out that that's 150. There's 300 for the Knights and 50 for the Warriors. All right, so how many times more students were sampled than teachers? 5. There were 5 times the amount of students as there were teachers. So this was something that I wanted you guys to think about had we actually been in class, but how could you update the graph for number 1 to take into account the sample size? So if there's 5 times the amount of students, then I should probably make the bars of the students like 5 times as wide. Let's pretend that those are all equal, okay? So notice now I have 5 bars for the students, and I'm going to go ahead and like extend my graph out. So that's still 30% of that 500 wanted Bulldogs. And then 60% of that 500 wanted the Blue Knights. And then 10% wanted the Warriors. I like my little patterns. Okay, so this graph is much more interesting to look at. This is called a mosaic plot. Mosaic plots are going to come up on the AP exam. I don't know that you'll have to make one, but it's very, very possible you'll have to interpret one. And it actually is possible that you would have to make one. We just don't know for sure. So now, when you look at this, what do you think that the mascot should be? Well, now that everybody's represented fairly, to me, it looks like the Knights have the most area. And so we should make the Knights the mascot. All right, these 3 questions back here were just to like make sure you're kind of understanding everything we've done up to this point and have a good idea of what you're doing with the mosaic plot. So number 1 asks you to calculate the proportion of juniors that are currently working, not working, but have a job, and never had a job. So since it's of juniors, I'm going to need to add the juniors up. I think it's helpful to like go ahead and find some totals here. So I see that there's 51 juniors. And I see that there are 80 seniors. I kind of like when I see 2-way tables to just go ahead and add things up. So I'm going to add up the rows too. So if I look at currently working, it looks like there is 44, and then there's 62 that are not working but have a job, and then there's 25 that never had a job. And so now I have my totals. So for the percent of juniors that are currently working, that would be 14 out of 51. The ones that are not working but have had a job is 22 out of 51. And the ones that have never had a job is 15 out of 51. Now notice it said proportion, it didn't say percent. So it is okay to leave it as a fraction. I think that's way easier. It's less work. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the seniors. So for the seniors, the ones that are currently working is 30. But remember, it's of seniors, so I'm doing it out of the seniors. So 30 out of 80, 40 out of 80, and then never had a job is 10 out of 80. For the sake of me not writing and being really sloppy, I'm going to say what I think about the association for Part C, and then I can maybe write some bullet points. So it asks you to write a few sentences summarizing what the display in Part A reveals about the association between grade level and job experience for the students in the sample. Notice that the segmented bar graph above they don't look the same. Like juniors and seniors do not have the same proportions. So if they look different, that usually means that there is an association. So what I mean by that, and here's what I would say for my sentences, is that the two segmented bars for juniors and seniors are broken up differently, which means there likely is an association between grade level and employment status. For example, if you are a senior, you are much more likely to currently have a job. Also, if you're a senior, you're much more likely to be not working but have had a job. So if you're a senior, it's very unlikely that you never have had a job. As opposed to juniors, if you are a junior, it is a 30% chance that you never have had a job. So it does seem that there is an association between grade level and employment status. Make sure that you guys go ahead and check out the Skew the Script video that is assigned for the asynchronous learning. But I hope that this was helpful.